Hello, y'all. It is time to breathe again on the latest Bofa Sports webcast, streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. You see us together, Patrick and Charles. And before we get into these topics, just want to sit here and hope and wish, or hopefully everybody had a safe and happy Thanksgiving holiday. And now that everyone's kind of back in the work or maybe back in their spots, uh, hope to see y'all on this webcast. So
a lot more often. Get on
it. So let's get to it, Patrick. Of course, last week it was rivalry week.
Civil War
week. So, so what caught your eye from last week?
What a game between Alabama and Auburn. Dude, man, I'll say this. I love how everybody is like, oh, we got Ohio State and Michigan, and ESPN does it, Fox does it, everybody you talk to. Oh, we got Ohio State and Michigan, and we got Vanderbilt and Tennessee, and we got Iron Bowl, and then we got good old-fashioned hate. And dude, you don't even have to say their names. All you have to do is say Iron Bowl. And everybody knows, oh, that's Alabama. Yeah, so I just thought that was pretty cool because I was listening to a lot of it, and they were like, yeah, we got this game with so-and-so and so-and-so, and so-and-so and so-and-so, and we got the Iron Bowl, and we got so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so. I was like, that's when you know it's going to be a good game.
Yeah.
No matter what, it's going to be a good game. But that game, man, come down to the wire on that one. That was such a good game. Man, Auburn brought it to Ty Simpson. Let me tell you, and I know we're going to talk about it here in a little bit, if Georgia took any note from what Auburn did, Ty Simpson cannot play under pressure. Dude, I watched that game, and he could not complete a pass for nothing. To save his life, he could not complete a pass, and Auburn pressured him all game. Dude, like I didn't go and check no stat or anything like that, but they had to pressure him like 80% of the game. They were sending the house. I was like, dude, it was so bad. I was going all out blitz. All out blitz. I was like dude, it was like every 3 out of 4 plays. I was like, dude, you got to give him a chance to breathe. Zone. They played zone for one play, and then it was like full out blitz. It was so fun to watch that game, and you got to give Alabama so much credit for weathering what Auburn brought in that game. It was like, I was kind of hoping to see Ole Miss in the SEC championship, for one reason. 92 years in the SEC, and they still have not been in an SEC championship game.
Yeah.
It's crazy, right? And like, so I was really kind of secretly like rooting for Auburn, just so Ole Miss had their opportunity to play in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But here it is. I'm going to go ahead and say it. As much as things change, LSU is going to be ready to play in the game. Ole Miss is going to bring it. Tennessee's going to be there. South Carolina's supposed to be the good team, and da-da-da-da-da. As much as things change, is as much as they stay the same. Georgia and Alabama again. I was like, look, and we picked Texas to win. Obviously, dude. I made it. Dude, if anybody made a statement stating that Texas could win, I made it on that last episode.
But we both picked them, Patrick.
Huh?
We both picked them.
You picked them. I made an argument that would just completely deflate anything that anybody had against Texas A&M. I'm just saying, the way that I put it out there, I'm tooting my horn, yes.
Yeah, very much so.
Nobody should go, Texas A&M winning that game. I'm like, Arch Manning played, dude. I give him, that's another game. Arch Manning came to play, bro.
Well, what you saw on Friday from Texas, that's kind of the team I guess a lot of people were expecting throughout the year. And of course, it turned out to be a little bit uneven. It had the loss to start off the year at Ohio State. Obviously, we got whooped between the hedges, and then had a bad loss in Florida. And Florida actually took it to us in that game. But this is what you were looking for. That this was probably the most complete game in terms of the offense started to click in the second half. You had Trey Wisner breaking off runs, and when the running game is going for us, now that makes us dangerous because it brings in different screens, it brings in play actions, and
you get Wingo out there on the flats, man. Can't catch that dude.
Yeah, and so it really it makes the offense just harder to stop. And then you bring in Arch Manning's legs into the equation, being able to run. He had the touchdown run where it looked like he was pulling off from some people.
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, that's what you're sitting here and your viewers expecting from the team. And it might be like a game too late. Just depending on how things start. But it was a great game to watch.
Yeah, it was fun to watch, and it was good to see Arch Manning doing his thing. And like I said, man, like it's funny how they're all on Julian saying the way they are, and Arch Manning is literally putting up almost the same numbers, and he's not even in the conversation. You know what I mean? And it's so to me, that was a testament of saying, like, I don't know what everybody else sees, how they say he's overhyped and all of this stuff. I don't see that, because when I see the numbers, they're just as comparable to Julian saying. They're just as comparable to Reed at A&M. The numbers are there. The problem is, like that game that game y'all had against Georgia. 6 drop passes in the first half?
Yeah.
His offense is not helping him. Right? So when I look at that and I'm like, okay, he had 6 drop passes in that game, right? And then he played, y'all played Florida. And in the first half, y'all had, I think that game was like 6 or 7 drop passes throughout the game too.
Well, it was more the offensive line.
But he had drop passes. What I'm trying to say is, if they catch that ball, he is throwing for 70-75%. And I'm not even talking, and don't get me wrong, but dude, I know you have said almost every episode that we have talked about Texas, that offensive line is not helping him either. I agree.
That's Patrick, that's the biggest part. It's the biggest part. The offensive line is not helped. But there are drop passes when there has been time, yes. And I've said that too. The receivers have not helped. Ryan Wingo, he might be the most frustrating player to watch.
Believe me, I had one last year.
because he has he's got the ability. He is tall, he's got speed, and he can break a play. He could catch a screen pass and turn it into a 75-yard touchdown. But man, the drop
is
bad. Yeah.
You gotta catch it first. Who was the kid that was for Georgia last year?
Let's see. Y'all had Bell, David Bell. He dropped.
Bell.
Was it?
Allen? Was his name Allen or Adrian?
Might have been Allen.
Dude, I ain't never seen anybody jump for every ball that's thrown to him. The ball's coming right at his chest, and he's like, I'm like, why are you jumping for that ball, dude? Calm down. He jumped for every ball, dude, and it just cost us so I get it with Wingo, man, because I'm like, he is a frustrating player to watch. Oh, dude, driving me nuts. But hey, the offensive line was about this much better during A&M, and he gave him that half a second to just get to his check down. That's all we need. That's all we're asking. Give him 3 seconds in the pocket so that he can go through his reads and look at his check down. And then if he has enough time, there's not enough, not a lot of pressure coming within those 3 seconds, then he can go back to his reads again. But I mean, dude, come on, give him that much more time and look what happened. You know what I mean? That's a scary team if it just gives him time.
Yeah, and he's got to actually get time to play. So now that he has a year under his belt, you went back to the expectations, and when people were talking about him being a bust, look, he hasn't played. So I mean, he sat for a couple of years, and now he's coming in, and it's his team, and things are probably moving a little bit fast for him. I mean, that's what it was. I think he got sped up a little bit, getting acclimated to the speed of the game, particularly in the SEC. And I believe next year, because I think he'll come back. I don't think he's going to go pro.
He's got to bring his stock up. He's got to.
So when he comes back next year, I think next year he'll get closer to some of these what I would have called probably unrealistic expectations coming into this year, just only because he hadn't played. Now you got a year under his belt, another year under Sark's system.
Now let's see what he can do.
And then we have a young team too. So I mean, because there was a lot of people that
four freshmen on the offensive line.
Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of people we were replacing. We had a lot of experience that went to the NFL, and I get it. We can recruit and we can reload, but it is hard to replace some of that experience. So now those teams, when you're playing a lot of freshmen, sophomores, and maybe even juniors, these guys get to come back, get to mesh. And I think it'll be a lot better next year. Do have to give props to Ohio State for winning the game against Michigan.
Oh, dude, Michigan played scared, dude. After those first 2 drives, man, I was like, this is pathetic. Like, I have not seen Michigan play this scared in a while.
Well, I think, and I didn't watch a good amount of the game. I caught the
I watched the whole game.
So what I saw just in that first part was Michigan had their chances. Michigan got a turnover. They got a field goal off the first drive. Then they got an interception. And Ohio State was kind of able to just weather that storm because it could have got away. Yep. And then Ohio State started to get their footing a little bit. And then I left after half part. But I said, ooh,
it got bad.
I left thinking, Michigan didn't take advantage of those. We'll see how
he should have come off with 14 points. Really, they should have. But this is what I saw. Ohio State started getting their footing, and that's when I was like, okay, we're expecting this. And Michigan should have expected that too. They're the number 1 team in the country, and as much as I don't agree with them number 1, I do feel they're a top 10, definitely. But their schedule doesn't point number 1, first of all. But when Ohio State started getting their footing, Michigan started backing off. It's like, have you ever watched your older brother boom, 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 but just punch you in the face, right? And then your younger brother goes, okay, I've had enough. And your older brother's like, sorry, bro. That's what it was like. I sit there and I was like, y'all were blitzing. Y'all are coming after saying the way y'all were on those first 3 drives. I mean, forcing him to do things that he just does not normally do. And then all of a sudden, for the rest of the game, y'all don't even blitz. Y'all are only sending 3. The whole entire game, y'all go into a zone, and we know Saban's going to pick you apart in zone.
Yeah.
I was like, but on top of that, what you said last week also happened too. Ohio State is tired of hearing, y'all can win a natty, but you can't beat Michigan. Look, they came to play, and they put it on Michigan. But Michigan had no fight against it. They were just taking the punches in the face, And I'm like, y'all got to at least block something. You know what I mean? Try to do something. No, they just sit there and took that ass whipping. It was kind of bad. I mean, it was like it was the perfect storm for Michigan because Michigan showed up for 3 drives and then backed down, and Ohio State was just trying to get their footing for those first 3 drives, and then just bounced all over. I was like, yeah.
So we're gonna move on. But before we do, we'll get on to the challenge as well. How those standings. So there's a couple of Twitch people who came on in. I'll do the Discord next year. Just work with me.
You're gonna say that next year and be like, "I'll just do the Discord next
No,
year." Discord 2027 #2027.
This month is dedicated to getting all that stuff going. Like I said, this month's going to be kind of uneven, but I do see y'all. Thanks for writing in, and yes, got y'all Discord information too. I need to get a Discord. Also, real quick, with Ohio State and Michigan, I think Michigan, the way it sounded, and I'll be quick with this, but the way it sounded is the 4 years before, Michigan was able to beat them with the front 4 linemen, like their front 4, because you were talking about how they didn't blitz. So the Michigan wasn't really a blitz-heavy team. Their front 4 was dominating and controlling the line of scrimmage. So it's almost like Ohio State matched that toughness, and that goes back to what you had said about Michigan not really having an answer for it. It's almost like they came in and said, we're just going to out-physical Ohio State because that's what we've been doing. But Ohio State, tired of hearing we can't beat Michigan, said, well, we're going to match you now. We're tired of this. And Michigan didn't look like they had an answer. You said they didn't blitz. They didn't do anything. They didn't make any adjustments. And so I think we ain't about to get to it, but very interesting Big Ten championship game with Indiana. Before we get there, though, we have to do our review, Patrick, and we both had 4-2 records, so nothing changed in the overall standings. I am still 6 games down. But the games that we disagreed on was 2. The Ohio State Michigan game, I got that one, and you got the Vandy Tennessee game, right? I had Tennessee, and you had Vandy winning. Vandy really pulled away from them in the 4th quarter. Yeah, I mean, because Tennessee was winning 21-14, and then man, Vandy outscored them 34-3 in the second half. So the other games, Georgia Tech, we talked about. Of course, Georgia won that one. We both had Georgia. We both had Texas beating Texas A&M. We missed the Miami Pitt game. Miami said, we're tired of hearing about how we can't play in cold weather. And they took it.
Yeah, they came up to Pitt and whipped them.
And then the Alabama-Auburn game, we both had Bama winning. But that game was pretty close. So,
and then one more game, and I know this wasn't on our thing, but I do want to say this. Hey, shout out to Cal for like shaking everything up in the ACC.
Yeah.
ACC is probably not getting into to the playoffs.
So Patrick, the choices for the games are easy because it is conference championship weekend, and we'll do 2 games. We'll do 2 games from Friday's slate, and then the rest of them, of course, on Saturday's slate. We'll start with this one. Let's go over here. UNT and Tulane, North Texas and Tulane. So this one is your American Athletic Conference Championship game, and it will be played in New Orleans on Tulane's home stadium. Both of these teams, they're right there. And most likely, I guess, depending on how people feel about James Madison, this could be the game that decides who gets that group of 5 spot in the college football playoff. Another interesting angle with this, Patrick, both teams lost their head coach. So, and we'll
everybody's lost their head coach.
Yeah, we'll get into Lane Kiffin's episode here in a little bit. But North Texas lost their head coach, Eric Morris. He went to Oklahoma State. And I think it was John Sumroll, to Lane's head coach.
Florida.
Yeah, he is in Florida. So this is a lot on the line here, potentially a college football playoff spot on the line, and both teams don't have their head coach. So with that, Patrick, who you got?
Hey, this is your alma mater. You go first.
I'm picking UNT, dude. You already know that.
I know that. I'm picking UNT too. I just wanted to see if you were going to go Tulane, but I knew you were.
No,
we're picking scores this week too, right?
Yeah, we're doing scores too.
I'm going to go UNT. There's really not much to say about it. I mean, both of these teams. I mean, at this point in the season, what is there to say about any of these teams except for I feel North Texas has a much better offense than Tulane, and I'll leave it at that. I'm gonna go North Texas. Let's go North Texas 38-28.
North Texas 38-28. All right. I got because I think these offenses will score some points. That's actually a pretty good score. I'm gonna go 37-31 North Texas. I think after the loss to South Florida, it's almost like UNT, they got humbled a little bit. They got whooped in that game. I know we actually picked that game, and you picked South Florida to win earlier in the year. And everything was good. It was fine. It was close. It was 21-21. And then they just had a terrible second half where everything fell apart on them, and South Florida just pulled away. And I think after that, they went back to the drawing board, were able to fix some things defensively. The offense continued to score. And now we'll see how everything goes with the new head coaching now. I mean, it's just an interesting dynamic that you have two teams who could play in the college football playoff, playing in their conference championship without their head coach. That's crazy. But I guess that is our new age of the college football landscape. So, yeah, but I do have North Texas. I just think they're just a little bit better than Tulane at this point. It will be tough, of course, with that game being in Tulane. But, yeah, I think North Texas can go and put it out. And I'm going to use your analogy, man. And it's been forever, if ever, when I have seen my alma mater in a conference championship game. So, of course, I'm going to pick them. So, another Friday game. Yeah. So, another Friday game. We'll go over here to the Mountain West. We got UNLV playing Boise State. Now, this is it's a rematch of last year's conference championship game. Almost makes you wonder if, like, who are they? The Pac-2? We're just going to see Oregon State and Washington State play each other. But yeah, but yeah, UNLV Boise State playing here, and it's just like last year's. It will be in Boise on the Smurf turf. So
it's so ugly.
Yeah.
It's so ugly.
On the blue turf. I don't really have much to add to this. I just think Boise State is the better team, and they will win this one. I think it'll probably be pretty solid. I'm going to go 2 touchdowns here. We will go 27-13.
Yeah, that offense is pretty high-powered, and I just don't think UNLV can stop anything Boise State throws at them, man. I mean, I like your score. 2 touchdowns plus. I'll say plus. I'm gonna go 30. I'm gonna go 30-17. I don't see them going anything less than that 13 points. But this could be a Texas Tech and who they play last week, West Virginia. It could be 49.
Be 49-0.
Yeah. I just think Boise State is just that offense is just way more powerful than UNLV's defense could even come close to being.
So your score was 30-17, you said?
Yeah.
All right, 30-17. You are locked in, sir. And ooh, well, yeah. I do think BYU. I didn't so the one thing I did not know that I was
So
looking
are we moving on to the next game? BYU and Texas Tech.
no, just real quick. I didn't know UNLV. I've seen that record. UNLV was 10-2. I still say Boise State will beat them,
They're
but
good. They're good.
UNLV is good. Yeah,
No, they're good. It's just they outscore their teams. They just really play really well offense, but they have no defense. You know.
yeah,
So
exactly. And so to beat Boise State up there, you got to be a little bit more complete.
yeah,
This
is the time of year where you got to be complete. If you're not complete, then it's gonna be hard to win.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's talk about the ACC, Patrick. We got Duke and Virginia.
Oh God.
Yeah, man, we gotta do it. Look, the ACC is one of the Power Four conferences, although they might be the next.
Are you sure?
I mean, they might be the next conference to get counted for.
That 5-way tie that put Duke in there with a 7-5 record.
Hey, Patrick, this might be the next conference that gets poached. But for now,
next year we're going to be the Power 2 conference.
Yeah, but it's just the Big Ten and SEC. But for now, the ACC is
North
still
and South. That's what they're going to turn into.
the ACC is still around, and this is our championship, Duke and Virginia. Same thing here, Patrick. I really don't have much to add. These two teams played 2 weeks ago, and Virginia kind of mopped them up. And the crazy thing is, we both picked Duke for that game, and Virginia came in there and mopped them up. I think they won 34-17. I think Duke will play a little bit better, but I don't think the result will be different. I do think Virginia will win, maybe not by 17, but I think it'll still be probably double digits. So I'm going Virginia. And I will have a score of 30-20.
I do think Duke will play a little bit better. I don't know how much better. I mean, I think they're kind of just like shell shocked with the fact that not Pitt, but who beat SMU?
Virginia.
Cal beat.
Oh, my bad.
SMU.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And so that helped them. I mean, so that whole 5-way tie thing Duke just won a game that probably shouldn't have won, to be honest with you. And they got the benefit of being where they're at. And I think they're kind of going to be a little shell shocked with the fact that they got to the ACC championship.
They were in a nap. They were napping, and then they found out that they
woke up the next morning and they're like, "What? Really? Like, how did that happen?" I think everybody has been Googling, like, how did that happen? I mean, I guess we could explain it, but the 5-way tie thing is just really
crazy
to go into, and we'd need another show for that.
Yeah.
So, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Virginia. I think, like I said, I think Duke will come out to play a little bit better, especially since there's what there is on the line. And let's just say hypothetically, Duke wins this game. They might not be an ACC team in the playoffs, and if anybody gets in, it'd be like, Miami,
maybe Miami,
maybe And I think that is just BS because Miami doesn't deserve to be in there. I mean, if anything, I would look at it and go North Texas and Tulane, and give the nod to Tulane over Miami. I mean, my God. But anyway, Virginia. I'm gonna go Virginia. I'm gonna go Virginia 31. I'm gonna go 31-21 Virginia. I think that they can handle. Is that your same score?
No, I had 30-20.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, 31-21 then. That's how much on the same page we are.
Yes, and that game will be played at Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte, the Carolina Panthers' home. Let's go over here to the Big 12, and it is a rematch of a game played
Texas Tech
earlier.
lost earlier.
Huh?
Texas Tech lost earlier.
No, Texas Tech won that game. Texas Tech won 29-7. They mocked BYU.
Who did Texas lose to?
Texas Tech lost to Arizona State.
That's who it was. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So you got a rematch here. BYU and Texas Tech. This game will be played at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, suburb of Dallas-Fort Worth, home of the Dallas Cowboys. BYU has been a resilient team all year, except for that, with the exception of that game against Texas Tech that was played in Lubbock. So I expect, kind of like the game against Virginia, or that we were talking about with Duke and Virginia, I expect BYU will be better prepared. And unlike the Duke and Virginia game, I think this game will be a little bit closer. I think BYU is going to show up in a way that will have this game down to the wire, maybe. I do think Texas Tech holds on though. I think Tech will have enough plays because their defense is really solid. Texas Tech's defense is good.
Yeah.
And I think their offense will be able to provide enough plays. I wouldn't be surprised if this game was actually lower scoring than what it could be. I think I'm going to have a score, and this is with Texas Tech winning for me. But I think I will have a score something like, we'll go 20, some crazy score, 29-23. Let's go there. Yeah, 29-23 Texas Tech.
Yeah, I don't think Texas Tech mops the floor with BYU this year or this time. I mean, to be honest with you, I really kind of want to lean to BYU because I think they're going to come out playing a lot better, especially since they've already seen it once. You know, it's hard to beat a team a second time. I mean, you know, we said that last year when Georgia played Texas. Yeah. And I told you, I was like, you know, there could be a possibility we see y'all third time and then don't want to see that. You know what I mean? But I do feel that defense for Texas Tech is pretty freaking stellar, dude. I think it's going to be a little bit lower scoring. I think it's going to be closer. I'm going to go 24-22 Texas Tech.
We got a 24-22 score for Texas Tech. All right. Well, all right. We're down to these last two. And, of course, it's going to be the Big Ten and the SEC. So let's go over here to the Big Ten first. Indiana's going to be playing Ohio State. This is unbeaten versus unbeaten. This game will be played at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, home of the Indianapolis Colts. Look, Ohio State, before this game with Michigan, we were wondering just how would they respond being tested. And they really hadn't been tested since week one against us. So now they've gone up to Ann Arbor. They've been able to, I guess, put a lot of that talk to bed in terms of not
at least put a pin in it.
Yeah, in terms of not being able to beat Michigan. But this game against Indiana, I mean, look, this Indiana team is coming in ready to go. They've been looking impressive all year. As much as I do want to pick Indiana here, I do think Ohio State is just a little bit better. I think Ohio State is probably a little bit more complete. Not saying Indiana is not complete, but I think Ohio State's a little bit more complete. And then going through what they did last year, bringing all that into this year, I just think Ohio State's just a little bit more battle tested at this point. Well, in terms of championship games. So, as much as I don't want to, I'm going to pick Ohio State here. I think Sayan will be able to make a few plays, and Ohio State's defense is they are nasty. As much as I don't want to admit that, that is a nasty defense, and I don't know if Indiana has seen defenses like that. Although they have a better win going to Eugene and being able to win in Oregon. I think Ohio State's even at another level from Oregon at this point too. I do think the Buckeyes will win this one, as much as I don't want to say it, but I'm gonna go Ohio State by a score. I think some points will be scored here, so I'm gonna go. We're going 34-27, Ohio State.
Okay. I agree with everything you said, 100%. And I hate to agree with you on that. Like, this is the one time I just cannot stand to agree with you on that. But I'm rolling the dice, bro.
Yeah.
I'm rolling the dice. And if we keep going the way we're going to be like, I'm going Indiana. I'm going to Indiana because I'm going to save the graphic, as Kurt Herbstreit would say. And this is the reason why. Ohio State has the pressure on them. This is not where Indiana expected to be. And we've said it many, many times, no matter where we're when you're playing with house money, you got nothing to lose, you tend to be able to leave it all on the table. I think Indiana can do it. I'm going to go Indiana. I like your score. I do think it's going to be close, but I'm going to go Indiana, and I'm going to have them beating Ohio State. Let's say I'm going to go 34. Ooh, no. What was your score?
34-27, Ohio State.
I'm going to go Indiana 30-21.
You got Indiana winning by almost 10 points, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, if I'm going to roll the dice, bro, let's go big or go home. What's up, Aaron? How you doing, man? Did you escape all the snow?
Yeah, snow. Yeah. Good to see you, Aaron. And now it is look, so Patrick, this is how I'm gonna break this one down to you. Of course, this is the SEC championship game between Bama and Georgia. This game will be played at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, home of the Atlanta Falcons. And we know this is a rematch of the game earlier this year between the Hedges that Bama won 24-21. So I'm just going to ask you this question, Patrick. You and I both said when Georgia lost this game to Bama that you would not pick Georgia to beat Bama at least for the next 5 times that they have played. Are you? I was going to say.
I lied. I didn't expect us to be in the SEC championship, to be honest with you. I was really kind of expecting Texas Tech and Texas A&M in Alabama. But, like I said at the beginning of the show, as much as everything changes, as much as they say
the same.
Well, here we are again. 4 out of 6 years, Georgia versus Alabama. Now, I will go straight up. I'm going Dogs. I think we bite the shit out of them. People crap elephant and put his tail in a trunk and send him home. Unintended.
What's your score?
God, dude, as much as I like this game, as much as I hate it, as much as it stays the same. You know how it is.
Yes.
I'm gonna go Georgia, obviously. This will be the time where God, if Kirby Smart does not pull his head out of his rump and beat this team. We're 1-11 against this team in the past 12 games. I'm like, perfect.
My man said I lied.
I lied. I'm gonna go Georgia. I'm gonna go Georgia 30-24.
All right. You're going Georgia 30-24. All right, so me, I'm, I'm gonna stick to it. I'm gonna pick Bama
because I need you to lose anyway.
Aaron, really? I'll take Georgia 85-55. I think Bama will win, and it's gonna be close. So what was that game? It was 24-21.
Hey, look, Aaron, if you're gonna say that, you better have slurred speech when you say it.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. I'll take a 85-55.
You gotta have the alcohol involved.
Yeah, you gotta have that part in there. And you need to say it in red and blue because we probably stole a copy.
And look, listen, we are not promoting drunk driving here, but if you have followed Georgia's off-field issues, you will know where we're coming from. So,
and everybody knows I love my dogs. I love my dogs.
I'm gonna go Bama, and I'm gonna say it is 27-24. Yeah, 27-24. I think it will be one of those really tight, close games, and it's gonna come down to who can make the play. Look, Georgia. So, I guess the thing with Georgia, like you said, Kirby Smart's got to get out of his own head against this team. He has to go in there, and the thing that is one of the things anyway, but particularly this one of the things that has killed y'all against Bama is the slow start.
Yeah,
you're falling behind 28-0. Y'all fell behind, 28-0 the game last year in let's see.
There we go.
Yep. There
now, Aaron,
that
a W from Georgia.
That's the language I'm talking about, Aaron. But
he said bark chicken.
Yeah, it's a mother cluckers. Yes. And y'all fell behind 28-0 at the game in Tuscaloosa last year. And then this one, 14-0 right off the bat. And it's if y'all could start just a little bit faster, just a little bit.
Show up to the game instead of showing up to the game at 4:30. Show up to the game at 2:30 like we're supposed to be.
Yeah. But I'm going Bama because look, I'm just sticking with the theory that I can't pick y'all against Bama right now. I just and then what? Look,
I don't blame you. I wouldn't pick y'all against Georgia.
Yes, exactly. and then it'll be me saying, "Yeah, man, I lied. Give me
I lied. I'm gonna go horn."
So yeah, I just think, but look, I wouldn't be surprised to see y'all win this game, and especially if y'all have a better start, even if it's 0-0. If y'all have a 0-0 start, that could bode well for y'all because now y'all sitting there. He said, "Okay, what's that?" Aaron said he blew a transformer down the road from him. From him blew out last night. Ooh, oh goodness, man. Well, man, I hope you get the power back in there. Man, Aaron, you had to go to a hotel. Ooh.
That's the reason why I'm in Florida, bro.
Yeah, and
I don't like cold weather.
It's cold.
Hurricanes take us out. I can live with that because I'm still warm.
It's cold in the Midwest too, man. Goodness. Well, man, I hope everything works out. Get that power back on. Okay, cool. Yeah, y'all have power. Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
That's all you need right there. Internet and power.
Yeah. Well, Patrick. All right, so there's our games for conference championship week. To recap, UNT and Tulane, we both have North Texas winning. He said, "I'm in the Florida like the spinny water machine." In the sky doesn't knock it out. Patrick said something about hurricanes, Aaron. And so,
I'll take that spinning water all day. That frozen water is where I don't play.
UNT and
Don't
Tulane.
even put ice in my tea.
We have well with diluted. We don't want the
sugar.
we don't want the brown sugar water to lose its effectiveness.
Exactly.
The
Sticking that in a needle.
UNT because we're gonna go off course. UNT
Put that in between my toes.
UNT and Tulane. We have North Texas winning.
Stop trying to keep us on track, Charles.
No, Patrick, stop. We have Duke and Virginia in the ACC championship game. We both have Virginia. Texas Tech, we both have beating BYU in the Big 12 championship game. UNLV and Boise State, we both have Boise State winning the Mountain West championship game. And then Indiana, Ohio State, you have Indiana, I have Ohio State, Big 10 championship game. And then the SEC championship game, you went back on your word and you rooted for Georgia, which I don't blame you on that. I would never blame you on that. But you
That's
did.
the only time I'll be like, yeah.
And I have Bama winning. So we'll see how these factor into the standings for next week's.
And really stuck when you lose 2 of those games.
I know, right? Yeah, right. You mean yeah, right? Not me. Not me.
Perfect.
Yeah. So before we move on, okay. So we had mentioned the coaching carousel because, of course, in the North Texas Tulane game, both of these teams are without their head coaches. The UNT coach went to Oklahoma State. Tulane's coach went to Florida. Now, those were some of the dominoes that fell from Lane Kiffin's decision, I guess, to leave Ole Miss and go to LSU. Talk about the more things change, the more they stay the same. One of those things that are going to stay the same is it is going to be an absolute disaster whenever Lane Kiffin leaves somewhere. And so you said, will Summerall be upset at Florida State if they force him to wear home jerseys? Aaron, stop being bitter. All right, stop being bitter. And so, look, Lane Kiffin again. It just feels sleazy. All right, it just does. I don't know why I feel sleazy.
I don't have a problem with it.
No, his decision to go, I don't have a problem with. No, this is a business. I get it. It's a business. But again, every time people want to say that it is all about business, there are emotions involved. Mm-hmm. So from what we had heard, Kiffin wanted to stay, I guess, at least till the end of the season to see what Ole Miss could do. And the chancellor and the athletic director were like, no, man, if you're going to leave, leave. And so it kind of turned into a bitter. I can understand both sides of that.
Yeah.
And now, I mean, Patrick, it just seems like it's a disaster. So if it's not fans burning mattresses in Knoxville, or if it's not Lane Kiffin fired on the tarmac, it's fans in Oxford running to the airport to make sure they boo him as he's getting on the airplane.
As the fans run to the airport in Baton Rouge to say, "Welcome home, Lane."
Yeah. And so, yeah, it's just always whenever it is. Look, this just drives home the point even more that this is all this stuff. Whether you're talking about college, whether you're talking about the NFL, whether you're talking about any sport or basically anything in life with our careers, Patrick, year to year. This is a year-to-year thing. And for these contracts to be signed for long-term, I mean, you're seeing it where teams are trying to lock up their coaches long-term. Texas Tech's coach, Joey McGuire, they're trying to lock him up long-term for something like a 7-year deal. The same with BYU's coach. Ooh, I thought I got to sneeze, and it's not coming out. I'm terrible. I'm in bad shape right now. I was trying to sneeze. I'm trying to anticipate a sneeze. I know.
I think that was the weirdest sneeze transaction I've ever seen in my life.
was caught. I was caught.
You were on it, and then you weren't.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, like literally, you Lane Kiffin to sneeze.
He said, Aaron said he need Lane's fake Southern accent like he needs air.
You need it a lot. You do realize that's oxygen, right? So you need that Southern accent so much. You just like you want to breathe it in. Lane. All right. Do I get to say my piece now?
Yeah.
Are you done?
One more thing. One more thing I was just gonna say. And then I'll be pretty much done with it. But yeah, I mean, I just think these things you're seeing Kalani Sitake, that's BYU's head coach, trying to do a long-term deal with him. Apparently he was a high candidate for the Penn State job. This just drives home the point. Look, we just need to just go through these seasons, happen annually. I feel there's just going to have to be a transition and an evolution to just have these conversations annually. And the timing of it is what I think that's what makes me feel sleazy about it. I mean, in between teams, they're going in the playoff games in essence, and now they just out. And I think a lot of it is because of the timing of the transfer portal, because you could do the transfer portal. Let me see. No, this was not a Brandon Ayuk sneeze, Aaron. Lots of promise, lots of talent. Didn't want to. You know what? Yes, that was a Brandon Ayuk sneeze. You're right. All right, Patrick, I'm done.
That beat my comment. Okay, so here's the thing about it with me. I don't really care if I don't have an opinion on when he done it. It's as simple as matter as this. I got to give Lane Kiffin credit for one thing. He didn't beat around the bush. All these kids, when they're getting ready for the transfer pool, they already know they're leaving. They sit and they'll put it on social media. Oh, I had to pray about it. Dude, we knew you prayed at the beginning of the season. If you didn't make the damn playoffs, you wasn't playing and you were entering the transfer portal. We knew that.
Patrick, Lane Kiffin said he had to pray about it.
Yeah, but at least he came out and was just like, yeah, I'm going.
After he prayed about it.
After he prayed about it. You know what's funny about that? He said he had to pray. You know what he was waiting on, right?
What's that?
He waiting on that Iron Bowl.
Yeah.
Because if DeBoer lost, he might have got fired on the tarmac too. And even though they don't have to fly, he would have got fired at the bus. So Lane was waiting. He claimed he had to pray, but he was waiting for DeBoer to lose. And if DeBoer lost, they were going to fire him, especially to Auburn. They would have been like, "You got to go, bro." And then Lane would have took the job that he really wants. But to be honest with you, though, dude, I don't fault Lane for it at all. I don't, because in this time of what we live in now with the NIL, this is what kids do all the time. They do it every single day. They do it every single year. So everybody's mad at Lane. I ain't mad at him at all. Now, I will say this: as much as he claims that he wants to change, he does the same thing that he's done since he was at Tennessee. Now, I'm not gonna take that away from him. I mean, he has shown his trend, right? And I get that and I understand it. But in today, like what he did with Tennessee, I kind of faulted him for it because, contracts and all that stuff, even with the kids, those are contracts and they should honor those contracts, right? But if the kids are able to do it, Wild Wild West. Plus, on top of that, what did he say 2-3 years ago? He said they need to put rules on the NIL. Did they not? Right? Okay. Yeah. So if they're not going to put rules on it, now he goes to LSU. He gets the highest paid for NIL than any college that has. Texas and Texas A&M were the two highest colleges with 18 and 15 million respectively. And that's how much they were dishing out per year for NIL. Now Lane goes to Baton Rouge and gets 25. He's about to blow up the NCAA and everything that comes with it because he's got so much money per year to give to these kids. Oh, come on. He's single-handedly going to put the rules in, 4 or 5 years down the road. But he's going to burn down the NCAA, but it's by himself. Just about that.
Patrick, I tend to think he was complaining about the NIL rules because he didn't have that NIL pie that he's gonna have at LSU.
Well, that's what I mean. He didn't have it, so he complained about it. Now he's gonna get it, and now he's gonna say now all those rules that he wanted when he was at Ole Miss,
They don't apply.
they don't apply now. Don't get me wrong. I think this. To be honest with you, I do think that the NCAA needed him to go to LSU. Be honest with you, because now those rules are going to start getting in place because he's fixing to win 2 championships. I guarantee it. Dude, he's about to win 2-3 championships, like back to back to back, and because he's gonna be throwing so much money at these kids.
You got to be able to coach these kids too, though, Patrick. Once he get the money, we could have
a proven track record of that, though.
I mean, because this was the first year that he's been on that doorstep now. You know, he's been at Ole Miss for a little bit. And I think he's been building, and then they might have some crucial wins. And then after a while, they have a flame out. And so now they didn't have the flame out. They're solidly in the championship, or excuse me, in the college.
No, they had the flame out. He flamed out to LSU.
So if it's not the team flaming out, it's him flaming out.
Exactly.
Horrible. That's a terrible track record.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to argue that. It is a horrible track record. I'm just saying he's going to burn it down by himself. All those rules that he wanted at Ole Miss, he's about to get them. And then he's going to be mad because, well, why are you putting all the rules in? Why are you trying to limit me? I got $450 million.
Why
hey, Aaron, is that close to his southern accent that he has?
2 things here, Patrick. Number 1, they still haven't settled the stuff with Brian Kelly. Number 2, why do I sense a Jimbo Fisher style buyout coming? I don't know why.
Dude, LSU's going to be in so much debt to these people. They're going to have to sell. They're going to have to sell the stadium just to get them paid off. They're going to either that or they're going to name half of it Brian Kelly and the other half Lane Kiffin. Brian Kiffin Stadium.
Oh gosh, what a horrible look that would be in Baton Rouge.
I know. Lane Kelly Stadium.
Let's go to the NFL on that note.
Yeah, let's go. I started making my own self sick.
God,
I started regurgitating that nasty crap.
What caught your eye for last week?
Well, how about this? As much as things change, as much as they stay the same. Way to go, Falcons. Lose to the Jets. Give them their fucking one win.
Patrick, no rants. No rants. What let me see. Did you see that the Louisiana's governor did an interview about the LSU head coaching position on his porch while shirtless? I did not see that. But
crap. He just made Pat McAfee happy. So
this is why LSU is this. You know what? Lane Kelly Stadium is coming.
Yeah, Lane Kelly Stadium is coming. Brian Kiffin. That's even gross. Brian Kiffin Stadium.
What caught your eye?
Ooh. Lane Kelly Field at Brian Kiffin.
What caught your eye in the NFL, Patrick? No, we are not. No,
we're not going there. Okay.
No.
Well,
I mean, we would, but I mean, we
got better things to talk about.
Yeah, there ain't another
thing to talk about. Okay. I'm not going to rant about it, but Jets beat the Falcons. Big surprise. Dude, how about the Bears, dude?
Man, they ran for over 250 yards against that Eagles defense. Bears might be some serious, and they'll
get me mad because that whole defense was from Georgia.
I know, yeah.
Cowboys looked really good against the Chiefs, but I don't know. Now, I don't know if the Cowboys looked as good against the Chiefs or if the Chiefs just looked that bad, dude.
Chiefs are in trouble.
They are.
The Chiefs are in trouble. They're 6-6. Everybody has a tiebreaker on them, and your teams, the wild cards, or the 5, 6, and 7 spots. I mean, all of them are 8-4.
Yeah,
So they're in this is the first time in a while where we can say the Chiefs they're in trouble. They are in danger of missing the playoffs.
Yeah, they're right. They're about to join Tennessee and Vegas about being eliminated.
Ain't that bad.
They well, no, they're not that bad. But they're the next in line. Packers looked really good, especially in the second and third quarter against the Lions. They looked really good. Love he balled out in those 2 quarters, man.
He did. Jordan Love looked good. And that's going to be a big game. I know we'll get a little bit into it for the look ahead, but yeah, Bears Packers next week.
Your 49ers handled the Browns. I mean, I would say that's for par. I mean, look, Shedeur Sanders threw for his touchdown. Way to go. I'm glad that, we got that out of his system, and he's probably due for a freaking Heisman and MVP at this point.
Yeah, I was going to say, man, ain't that like the Tom Brady 2.0, right?
Oh, no? Yeah. Dude, he took care of the ball, and he got that 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
Way to go, Sanders. Way to go. Dude, Jaguars are just quietly handling business, dude. Just quiet. And that's where you want to be. Like, everybody's talking about all these other teams, Jaguars just winning their games and just quietly winning them. And you got to be that's a good place to be, because all you're doing is winning. Yeah. Nobody's talking about you. Nobody's throwing all these expectations out. Nobody's saying that you're going to be a Super Bowl contender or anything like that. You're just quietly handling your business and winning games. And they came in and beat the Titans. Now I know it's the Titans. I get it. What, 1-500 is what they are, something like that.
Yes.
But yeah, in that one win they got against us. So
no, the Titans got the win against Aaron's team, the Cardinals.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, I mean, hell,
you didn't remember.
Oh no, we're one game better than the Cardinals.
You didn't remember Aaron just ranting?
Well, I don't remember Aaron's rants over my own.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's true.
Texas defense played really well against that Colts offense.
The Texas defense is good. Yeah,
they played well against that.
They sacked Josh Allen 8 times the week before, man. I mean, that defense is legit.
What was the other game? Oh, the Bills handled the Steelers. I guess Ron Rodgers is starting to hope for retirement, maybe, or maybe I'm just hoping for his retirement.
It's getting pretty ugly in Pittsburgh as well.
Yeah. And 2 more teams, man. Dude, Broncos are firing on all cylinders, right?
Yeah.
And I am sure as hell glad we got rid of Koo when we did, because the kid can't kick a football, but he can kick the ground, can't he? Woo!
Yeah. Good.
And how about them Patriots just being the best team in the NFL? How about that? They weren't bad long enough. Like I sit back and I think about it, and I was like, they literally got rid of Tom Brady. They had one off season, and then they just did again. Like, what?
So, Aaron said the Broncos are the 2024 Vikings. Look at the margin of victory. Yes, Aaron, you are right from the standpoint of the victories. And he said an easy ass schedule for New England. Yeah. So here's the thing, Aaron. Here's the question I'll present to you on that. Because you were right. Yes, New England's schedule has been pretty easy up to this point. And yes, the Broncos have had some close wins, some very close victories. I mean, 3 points over the Chiefs, 2 points over the Jets, 1 point the other night against the Commanders. But the question I'll ask you, Aaron, is if we're gonna knock New England, what about those other teams that were supposedly contenders? And also, if New England's not quite, I mean, New England has the best record right now. Are we putting any more stock into any of those teams that were looked at as contenders, like Kansas City, like Baltimore, who we're going to get on in a minute?
Like Buffalo,
Yeah, Buffalo, they've been uneven.
Cincinnati,
Yeah, Cincinnati. I mean,
Tampa.
Philly's looking uneven
Mhm.
right now over in the NFC. So, I mean, there's just a lot of these teams right now where, yeah, I get New England had an easy schedule. And I'm not saying New England's going to win the Super Bowl. But if they can't make any noise, who are we betting on to make noise?
Yeah, especially at this point, because New England did beat Buffalo. New England did beat Carolina. New England did beat Tampa Bay. And Tampa Bay was supposed to win our division.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And it's supposed to handle it. So, but they handled Tampa Bay. They beat Cincinnati. They beat Buffalo. They beat Carolina. They lost that game to Pitt. But other than that, and the Raiders. But other than that, I mean, like, I mean, since then they've got their crap together. And you know, and I'll say this. I mean, yes, they lost to Pittsburgh and then they lost to the Raiders. But that was early in the season. Now they got their footing about them, and then they turn around and beat Buffalo. They beat the Falcons. They beat Cleveland. They beat Tampa. They beat Cincinnati, and they put a whooping on the Giants. And the Giants are playing better, but they put a whooping on them. I mean, I would say yes, they do have the easier schedule, but I mean,
Patrick,
who are we looking at that's supposed to win a Super Bowl? I mean, like me and Charles was like, Buffalo, holy crap! Look at what I mean. I said that Buffalo at the beginning of the season, they made a statement saying that it's going to come through them. Well, New England said, "Well, hold on, what about us?"
And also on that note, how many weeks in a row does it seem like a team looks like they're ascending? Well, use the Los Angeles Rams as an example. After they beat Tampa Bay, like they did, there was a lot of people out there saying, the Rams, they looking like the team that's ascending. And then they go to Charlotte and lose to the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers, speaking of unevenness, the Panthers have wins over the Rams, and they went to Lambeau Field and beat the Packers. And so I think, let me see. So Aaron says Buffalo downfall is believable because they've never had corners since. Yeah. No, so look.
Fair statement.
Yeah, very fair statement. Look, Buffalo. So Buffalo, and I think this is the same case for Baltimore too, Aaron. They're running out of time. And they have had not Baltimore. I think Baltimore's roster construction has been actually pretty decent. Buffalo's not really. It seems like they're trying to continue to piece things together. But when it comes down to it, it's still going to be Josh Allen put on the Superman cape, and they have not been able to. Exactly, they have not been able to get over that Kansas City hurdle, and so now going back to New England. Now they have a team that looks like they are going to be a threat in the AFC East for a while. And while Buffalo had that time to sit there and dominate the AFC East, do what they could to build this team, not just to beat Kansas City, even though they could never beat Kansas City in the playoffs, but to beat everybody else, Buffalo has fallen short there. So that comment that you say about their corners, yeah, that's fair. He said Baltimore needs 2 drops by its pass catchers, and they've suddenly in 2 more AFC championships. Yeah, again, so with Baltimore, yeah, very fair statement, Aaron. But again, that's the difference. Kansas City and even Philly from last year, they've been able to make those plays. Baltimore has not. And we talk about Baltimore having opportunities, unless Say Flowers was in Say Flowers in the conference championship game. Actually, and that was a fumble. He was going into the end zone. He fumbled the ball and got stripped at the end zone, and it was a touchback. Those things, when plays like that happen, and thanks for bringing up Baltimore, because that brings us into the next point. Baltimore had those opportunities. They had Kansas City at home 2 years ago for the AFC Championship game. Let that opportunity slip. Yep, let that opportunity slip away. And now you're looking at a team what I thought about when they were getting beat pretty soundly, Patrick, by the Cincinnati Bengals on Thanksgiving night. This is a team that looks stale now. They had their chance. Lamar Jackson doesn't even look the same right now. Derrick Henry looks a little bit slower.
Well,
And
it's funny because every year they get older, and it's funny how that works. Who would have thought that you not a spring chicken anymore, as you would say?
yeah.
Look, and I'm going to piggyback on what you just said.
Mhm.
Both Baltimore and Buffalo had their opportunities. Now these other teams are catching up.
Yep.
And with these teams catching up, you look at New England. I mean, again, I get it from their schedule standpoint, but the fact of the matter is that they're on a 10-game winning streak. And regardless of what you want to say about an easy schedule, this is the top 1% that came from college. This is the best of the best of the best. And it doesn't matter who is on those teams. This is the best.
Yep.
And New England is doing it at a 10-game winning streak right now, and they're raising their level. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that May is going to be the most best MVP quarterback player ever to play the game. But what I am saying is he is very Tom Brady-esque, meaning this way. I'm not saying he is Tom Brady, but one, he doesn't make stupid passes, and two, he's taking care of the ball. That was really all that Tom Brady really had to do in New England. And guess what? Drake May does all he has to do is right now is just take care of the ball. Kid ain't throwing many interceptions. He may throw one or two here or there or whatever, but for the most part, takes care of the ball. He moves the ball down the field, and they score. And that's kind of what I'm looking at, because they're beating the teams that was supposed to be deep playoff teams. Cincinnati, Buffalo. Those are teams that were supposed to go deep into the playoffs, Super Bowl like aspirations.
Yep.
And New England took care of them. I'm just saying, I was like, they might be a little bit better than advertised. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. And like you said, and that's the thing. That's probably the biggest thing. Those other teams are catching up now, where Baltimore and Buffalo and even Kansas City at this point, where they were a step ahead, it doesn't appear it's that way anymore. And going back to Drake May, I think this is the case with any quarterback, because we always talk about everybody wanting an elite quarterback, and those guys they're really not around. So what you need is your quarterback to be elite at those moments. That's it.
Yeah.
Take care of the ball, do your thing. Because even with Tom Brady, it's not like Tom Brady had the biggest stats. He had that year in 2007 with Randy Moss on the team where he threw 50 touchdown passes. But a lot of the time,
not asking him to do that anymore.
Yeah, and a lot of times, Brady was efficient. He, like you said, he took care of the ball. But when those moments came, and he needed to be at his best, he needed to be elite, he came through.
Yep.
And that's what these quarterbacks, whoever it is that you're talking about, they need to be elite. Like when those times come, we're gonna see it. We're in December now, and we're gonna get into the playoffs, wild card round, and all that. Then those quarterbacks, they're gonna have to be able to just make plays when it's needed.
Yeah.
They're
Not asking you to be MVP for 60 minutes.
Yeah.
Right? Be elite for 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then let your defense handle their job. Because as much as this has been a very offensive league, let's go back and look. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I know the stats on it, but I can tell you for the past 15 years, the defenses that won, or the teams that won the Super Bowls, I will guarantee you their defenses were at least top 5. Every one of them.
Yeah. Defense is, no matter what everybody says on TV and on the radio and social media, defense is still a big deal. And
it's still a key factor. I mean, it would look really weird if everybody showed up on offense and the defense showed up. It's just going to be weird.
It's still half of the game.
I went 10 for 10. I went 1 for 1 on every drive and scored 7 touchdowns.
Oh, and so real quick before we hop on now, Patrick, I think I'm on that train with you. You remember you were saying it might be time for John Harbaugh to go. I think I'm kind of on there too because the team is stale. The team is stale.
Come on board. I'll open the door for you.
Thanks, Patrick. Thanks. Yeah, have that seat on that bandwagon. I got you.
Jump on in. I mean, it's probably population me and you. That's it.
Yeah.
But I'm dead set he needs to go.
Well, before we head on out, man, let us know what's coming up for Bro Epic.
Well, it has been rainy down here, so we haven't been able to get really anything in. So, we're going to try to do we're going to try to finish up our season 3, hopefully this weekend, if weather will bear with us. But the one of the batting cages down here has asked us to do another show at their location. So we are going to gear up for a blitzball show for V4 with the kids. So I'm going to try to put that together. We're still going to do our kickball challenge. We're trying to film that when we got good weather. We've been rained out twice on film day. And we're still going to try to do our parents and kids flag football. So we got 3 episodes coming up, 3 big episodes. And, me and Brantley still going to finish up our season 3. And go check out our Monday morning motivations every Monday morning. Get that motivation for the week. Bro Epic style.
Yes, and like I said, this month probably going to be still a little bit uneven as we get into the holidays. So look for a more solid schedule when we start 2026. But for now, yeah, it's going to be mix and matching of shorties and.
But we are going to try to keep our Tuesday show pretty solid.
Yeah, for sure. Yes. So with that, we hope y'all enjoyed this edition, the latest edition of the Bofa Sports webcast. And that is what we are breathing on for this evening. So y'all make sure y'all visit the Bofa Sports YouTube channel, smash that subscribe button, and follow the Bofa Sports Facebook page. Once again, I hope everybody had a happy Thanksgiving. Aaron, thanks for coming in, bringing the energy like you always do. And for the other people who tuned in and watched, we thank you for the views. And yeah, go ahead and hit the subscribe button.
Yeah, you're already here. You might as well just go ahead and mash it and just, love.
So with that, again, everybody take care. Have a great evening, and we will be talking to y'all soon. Y'all take care.
Go Dogs.